Hi folks, I want to show you the project I did by replacing the front bumper on my 2015 Mini Cooper. It was pitted pretty bad and discolored, and I will show you how I did the project here, replacing that with a nice new one, and show you the steps I went through, and you'll see it's not that bad. You just have to take your time and learn a little bit about it before you delve into it, and we'll go from there. So, of course, open the hood. Take a look at everything before you start taking things apart. There's 5 of these Torx bolts on the top piece of the front clip, 3 in the middle, 1 on each end there, and there's 1 around the corner, which I'll point out later to you. So look at everything. Put something soft down on the ground so when you take it loose it doesn't crash on the ground. You'll see in the course of watching this video how the assembly and disassembly will work on this, and hope it works for you. Good luck. Okay, so I'm going to take these 4 bolts out. They're Torx heads. You can see right there, Torx heads. I don't know what the size is, but I took the 5 bolts out and the whole front top part. It's all kind of loosey-goosey now. Meter kind of self-tapping bolts that hold the bottom part of this whole clip in. Well, this was an interesting part of it. Now you have to kind of reach your fingers in and grab this and pull it out, and there's a couple of clips down here, and hopefully I didn't bust any. And there's also some little twigs, and I want the car to be much better. There's little twigs and stuff down in here. But there's these clips, and you just grab it with your fingers and hope for the best. Okay, oh, that's where these little clips are. These little guys right here, they pop in. So once I get that out, then there's a couple of bolts here. I can hopefully swing this out of the way. And there's a bolt there and 1 down here. And then maybe that front clip will come off. I have to do it, of course, on the other side over there. And we're getting a little closer. I haven't busted anything yet. So let's see how it goes. Okay, my friends, this one was kind of interesting. There's 2 little tabs down here, and they go into the bottom panel for the front clip. And I guess I thought maybe I broke one. But in looking at everything, these 8 clips or so on each side were just fine. One, I broke part of top of one. Not a big deal. But of course, be sure to save them, clean them up. If you need some more, get those so you have them in your stash to put everything back together with. You want to replace every clip. Make sure you want to reinstall every clip so you have that panel nice and tight on the support. Much better way, cleaning out all the bugs and debris and all that inside there. Made me feel like I really accomplished something. Okay, so now I'm going to take the front clip off. I got all the wires disconnected for the little driving lights. And here it comes off. And I'm going to set it on this sleeping bag. And that way I can get to the grill piece. Alright, so I thought, you know what the heck, I'm going to just bust these big clips off. And then I was messing with these a little bit, but they do not apply to this front piece. So it's just these guys here and then these little tiny, so the big ones here that have these little tabs sticking out, and then these little ones, and then this should come off. I'm going to clean everything, soap it down, clean it, spray a little paint on the other side of the bottom there. So I've taken all the pieces out here on the lawn and washing them down. I will wash them in just a second. So my advice getting to this point is don't worry about busting the tabs on this one, the old one. Don't worry about taking those out, because you need to get the silly thing out, and messing with it for a long time I don't think is worth it. Okay, I wanted to show you my handiwork. I sanded this with 1500 grit paper, sandpaper, sprayed it a couple of coats of pepper white, and then clear coated it. I think it really helped make it look like a nicer job, and recommend that if you have this apart at this point, this is the time to respray it. the old trim piece here on the bottom, and above that is the new piece, which looks 1,000,000% better, and glad I got it, so I'll put it on. And there you can see how pitted that piece is and nice and shiny the new one is, so I'm really glad I decided to do that. Alrighty, trying to slap these little vent things in for the air vent in the front, and you got to just get them lined up and then give them a good slap. You'll see here, and maybe you'll hear it pop into place. You'll see, and there it's in. So that came out very nice. Okay, you got to mess with lining up this grill piece. It only goes on one way, and then once you hear it snap in, just go from one side to the other and just snap that baby in. Really, it's pretty impressive. It just snaps in just fine. Okay, there's these 4 plastic covers that go over those short pieces of plastic there in the front grill. You just snap those babies in. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. And you're good to go there. And of course I treated those with this stuff called 303, kind of like the new age Armor All. So spray it with some protectorant and then snap those babies right in there, and you'll have that done. Okay, this front bumper is a big piece of plastic. Make sure you have it lined up the right way. It can only go on one way, and just go through from one end to the other and snap all those little clips in. Don't be afraid to look things over many times. So I use all kinds of crazy things I can use in the garage for tools and stands and stuff. So of course that's an old TV tray there. Not real strong, but it will hold up something light like the front clip there. And I just needed to take pressure off of the end so you can snap all the rest of those little clips together for the front bumper. And you'll see in a second here, I'm going to wipe it down also. I think it's good to wipe off your fingerprints off of the thing. I also treated that front bumper with that stuff called 303. So I grabbed the top piece of the grill and thought I'd better put it on the front clip before anything else. Okay, so putting in the chrome trim ring here, just start it at one end and work it through, and just go from one side to the other, and you'll hear it snap in on this part of the video. It just snaps in, and you'll know it's going in there correctly when you hear it snap. Yep, and just finish it through all the way around, so you know it's in there like it's supposed to be, and hopefully it won't ever rattle or shake loose or whatever. Just go through that, just take your time, look things over again and again, make sure it's in there correct. So now I'm putting in these narrow little vents, plastic pieces, setting them up, line up, make sure you get the correct side for each one, and then again they just snap in, which you can probably hear the ambient noise in the background. So pop those in, work with them, make sure they go in correctly. And now the piece that I'm putting on is the assembly where the driving light goes into, and it's got some pretty different clips in that, different than anything else. So you got to kind of scope it out, make sure you can see everything line up, and you'll even hear a little bit later in the video, I just slap the clips together into the assembly just to make sure everything is seated properly. Otherwise, you'd sure hate to have something come loose, rattle while you're driving, or it breaks when you're screwing everything together. So just look it all over, work with those clips, and you'll figure it out. You'll get to see once you have everything in front of you. Now I'm finishing up the other side, so I just had this video, and here's probably just in a second I'll start slapping these things together. And of course I took the bulbs out, cleaned everything inside. There you go.
slapping that together. And you know, clean up the little driving lights. I've got that headlight cleaner, clean the lenses. And the next video, just trying to get these clips to work. One side, of course, had to fight me a little bit more than the other, but ultimately got it all connected. It was pretty good. Here I am putting the front clip back on the car. It does recommend in the limited instructions you get from Mini that it says have somebody help you put it on, but if you're just real careful, you can get it on there, set it on. Two different types of attach bolts, the Torx head, then the small 8mm kind of self-tapping screws that go into little metal clips into the plastic, two plastic pieces underneath the car. So just work with those, get everything lined up properly, make sure the metal clips are still on the receiving end of where those bolts go. And you just got to work with it. Make sure you're comfortable underneath because you'll be on your back for half an hour or so putting all those clips together. And those are little 8mm head bolts. Then there's this last bolt that's up there on the upper corner of the front clip. Get that one lined in there. Get it, there I am tightening it up. And there, if you've got everything else good, and go around check it, and you're done. Oh, and be sure to slap on those upper arch bits of plastic there. And you're done. I think it came out pretty well. I'm going to put on an invisible bra on this when I'm done here now. And if you have any questions, send me a message. Take care. Good luck. Bye.